two, one. It's John Boy, your West Tennessee hillbilly. How y'all doing today? Down, down. Man, it's hot. It's like 88 degrees this morning. Oh, I didn't mean to do all that. 88 degrees this morning. It's hotter than who done it? Or I should say I'm sweating bullets like who done it. Man, it's hot. Supposed to get up to 98 with a heat index of about 115, 16 today. Man, this is one of those deals. If you didn't have an air conditioner and took a shower, you are not gonna dry off. Man, I was sweating so the sweat that was on my face when it went in my mouth was saltier than table salt. Swampy, what's going on, man? Man, but I don't know. I'd rather have the winter time. This heat, this is something. Show me Sasquatch. How you doing? Hey, what was I gonna say? My mind has melted, y'all. I'm serious, man. It's hot. Look at this stuff out here. The sky is like silver. You cannot. It's not really blue. It's just look at this stuff. You can't hardly see what they're doing because everything is about the same color. You know what I mean? Look at this mess right here. Yeah, there's a X right there, but you can hardly see it. It's crazy. There's something going on. I don't know. I'm looking with my finger. I can't see the screen. Now I got the sun behind me. If you want to call that the sun, really, there's no definition, but we'll say that's the sun. But yeah, look at these clouds, man. There's no real defined anything. Man, oh God, I am sweating my butt off. Yeah, man. Whew. Hey, lying, man. Get up this morning. It's still in the 80s. Well, now it's well up in the 80s. I think I'm gonna get an early start. Yep. I think I'm gonna get an early start this morning, y'all. Man, I ain't lying, man. I'm sweating right here, just sitting here. And there's a breeze blowing, believe it or not. Man, this whole world is crazy, man. I'm telling y'all. Hey, show me Sasquatch. Did you see that post I put up? It was a Chewbacca looking Bigfoot, but it said, he saw me and nobody will believe me. The Bigfoot was saying that. He saw a human and nobody believed him. But that's kind of messed up because I'm pretty sure the Bigfoots know about humans. Oh, man. I'm going to tell you, I seen that one that time. I was like, I don't know, 60, 70 foot face to face with it. That thing, I mean, a gorilla would not have a chance. A silverback gorilla would not have a chance with what I saw in front of me. You know, I don't know how to. I mean, how can you explain? I've never been as scared of anything in my life until that point. That was just the craziest thing. This thing had the mass of a Brahma bull. If y'all know how big a Brahma bull is, that's the mass it had, but it was standing on two legs. You know what I mean? But it was big and it had muscles like crazy. And then the other one I saw, I was probably, I don't know, I would say that was 80 foot, somewhere between 80 and 100 foot, but it was in the woods and it was going through the treetops and it was jumping from tree to tree and it would grab the trees and kick off. I mean, it looked like what was that Tarzan movie? Cheetah, the little chimpanzee. It was moving like a chimpanzee, but it wasn't big. It was like the size of a gorilla, but it was moving, man, like a monkey through the trees, about 20 foot off the woods floor. You know what I mean? I got a picture of that one, and it had like a cone. It had like a gorilla shaped head. You know how it kind of comes back. But I have physically, well, if you go back to like 1970, probably 3 or 4, I was like 5 years old, and there was something big and brown. I just assumed it was a bear because I'm 5. What do you know as a 5-year-old? All I know is it was crouched down looking at me, and I walked past it. And when I turned around to look back, it was standing up. But because it was big and brown, and I was 5, I thought it was a bear. I guess I don't know, but I do remember seeing that. And then the one I was 65 foot, I'll just say 65 foot in front of, was about in the same area, but it was like 20 years later. No, it ain't 20 years because I was like 13. So 5, 13, 8, 9 years later, I guess. Whew. Oh, yeah, I look in the trees now. People are looking out through the forest on the floor. Now, you better start looking up. Them jokers, you'll walk under them and never know they're there. I'm telling you, man. And this wood knock thing, I'm gonna tell you, some of it is wood knocks, but they mimic it with their mouth. You know what I mean? They can do that with their mouth and sound like a wood knock. Because I've been listening to them out there in my area, and there's no way you can consistently have the same sounding wood knock. That would mean you'd have to be at the same tree with the same whatever you're hitting the tree with. But I hear the same exact sound coming from multiple different directions. You know what I mean? It's so that tells me I think some of these wood knocks are vocals. They figured out, hey, the wood knocks are not consistent enough all the time, so they went to a verbal wood knock, a or a mimicked verbal wood knock. Because they can mimic 4 wheelers and car doors and kids and dogs and cats and chickens and donkeys and owls. We got one out here where I live. We've nicknamed him Hootie. I heard that joker try to sound like an owl and started chuckling because he messed up. The thing went, hoo, 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 hoo. I'm like, what the hell? And these owls are coming from ground level. Owls are usually in the trees. Whew, man, I'm sweating right here. Mark Twain. Yeah, I'm going to go up to Land Between the Lakes. I did not realize I've been going to Land Between the Lakes. I've been up in that area all my life, and I never knew about it. So when it cools down some, I'm going to do a little expedition to Land Between the Lakes. I'm going to stay up there all weekend. I'm going to get up there on a Friday and stay all the way to Sunday afternoon. And I'm going to try to figure out where these reports or sightings or whatever is happening, because I don't even know what has happened up at Land Between the Lakes. But I do know Land Between the Lakes, as the crow flies, ain't but about 127 miles from me. And the Tennessee River is the reason why it's called Land Between the Lakes. And the Tennessee River is only 22 miles east of me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Where am I going for all this? Yeah, that could be the case, Sasquatch. But yeah, I never would have thought about them going from tree to tree. Be up 20, 30 foot off the forest floor and just jumping from tree to tree. And see, I thought it was a bunch of squirrels at first because I heard a bunch of, you know how squirrels get to jumping in the tree limbs, get to shaking and stuff. Except for this was massive. And I'm like, what in the world? And I sat there and I started seeing something big going through. You know, I couldn't see clearly, but I could see that was not a bunch of squirrels. So back then, all I had was a flip phone. So I'm like, oh shit. And I know how long it took for the video to come on. So I went straight to the camera because it didn't take as long. And luckily I did that because I barely got it up in time to snap one picture. And that was when it was on the side of the tree. It was holding on the tree like this and had its feet on the same side and its knees bent. And it was in the middle of, when it grabbed it, it was fixing to swing around and kick off to the next tree. They look like daggum spider monkeys going through those trees, man. They go through the trees like they can go on the ground, man. Them things can make some distance. That sucker, from the point I realized it was coming through the treetops, I got the picture and then I lost sight of it and whatever. Less than 10 seconds. 7 spotting. What's going on? Yeah, less than 10 seconds, man. That thing traveled over 150 foot in less than 10 seconds. It was crazy. And that happened in what, 2012? I think. Yeah, it had to be because I bought my land in 2012, so it was right when I bought my land. Oh man, I've captured on. It's on my homepage on my channel on my Bigfoot list, or it's called My Bigfoot Encounters. I was doing a couple live streams. Well, I got 2 different live streams, and this all happened within it happened in the same 5-day span, Monday through Friday somewhere. But I caught a scream during the live stream. And then a couple days later, or it wasn't long later, it was within days, I was doing another live stream and caught another scream. And then, I don't know, the next night or two, I was going to bed and I had my windows open. And my neighbor's dogs next to me, they had 8 of them, they were barking. The neighbors behind me, they had 8 dogs, they were barking. So that's 16 dogs just barking. And I'm sitting there, I just laid my head on the pillow, getting ready to go to bed, and something let out a scream. All 16 dogs shut up, So, and then, like out here where I'm at, I've seen Black Panther. I don't know if it's the same Black Panther, but I've seen it 3 different times. I accidentally filmed it while it was in its den. I know where it lives, you know what I mean? I've chased, come to find out, a skinwalker up my driveway. It's just crazy. What is that? Oh, your footage of, well, I'll check it out. But yeah, I'm thinking about, I'm the sky. You saw what my sky looks like today. I mean, it's just grayed out. There's stuff up there, but you can't see detail. You know what I mean? It's just, man, I'm just tired of looking at the sky because I'm not getting any new information from it. What I'm realizing is just repeating. It's just repeating a same picture. It's just sometimes it's more detailed and sometimes it's less detailed. But it's the same thing over and over and over and over. Well, look, guys. 3 Sasquatch. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you, one time I had a fire going. It was a real, it was a calm day, right? But there's enough, I guess, of a breeze or something that the smoke traveled in the northwest direction. You know what I mean? It was just a lingering kind of slow travel. But I think that alerted some of them woods people, you know what I mean? And they smelt that fire because I was burning leaves. And I thought my neighbors messed with me. I heard this one knock on a tree. And I'm like, what is my neighbor doing? And then, like, I don't know, it's a good 80 foot. There's another knock. And I was like, damn, how did he run up there that fast? And then there's a knock from where I originally heard the knock. I'm like, man, this dude is spanning 80 foot in like 3 seconds. How in the world? And then I heard two knocks. Then I heard a little further away, three knocks. Then I heard a little further away, four knocks. And it did that up to I heard eight knocks. And then it came back like eight knocks, seven knocks, six knocks, five knocks, and it kept getting closer and closer. But the locations were changing. And then it would get to the one knock. And then the one knock would knock. And then the two knock would knock. And then the three knock. And they were always, it was what they were doing. They're communicating with knocks. So I guess there's at least eight of them because everybody evidently was assigned a certain amount of knocks so they could figure out where they are, I guess. But I think they're trying to zero in on where that smoke smell is coming from. But I mean, that's just personal experience. You know what I mean? It's nothing I can document and have proof on. Suspicious skies. How you doing? I thought he was fixing back into that daggone uh, garbage dumpster. Well, look, let me get off here so I can get in here and get to work, get a nap in. I mean, get to work. Y'all have a good day. It's gonna be hot.